This is the Carlisle Indian Industrial School. This became a hotbed of athletic talent during the late 19th century. At this school, Indians were offered to beat whites at their own game. At the same time, though, whites educated Indians, teaching them to harness their primal instincts in a contained fashion, aka the sport of football. In 1893, Carlisle began fielding a competitive football team, starting by beating Yale in a straight-up match. Football became the culturally appropriate move to giving the Indian a chance. This paved the way for many Indian athletes in the sport of football.
Joseph Guyon, a member of the Anishinaabe tribe, played at the Carlisle Industrial School for 2 consecutive seasons starting in 1911. He was named All-American Tackle in 1917, and his skills were highly sought after as he went on to play for the Canton Bulldogs, Kansas City Cowboys, and the New York Giants. He was also inducted into both the College and NFL Hall of Fame.
Jimmy Johnson, one of Carlisle's greats, is shown here. He was coached by the legendary Pop Warner and became an All-American quarterback in 1903. Though he did not make it to the National Football League, he was elected into the College Football Hall of Fame in 1969.
Gustavus Welch was also an American Indian who made a name for himself in the early 1900s as he left Carlisle to play professional football for the Canton Bulldogs. He continued to use his knowledge of the game as he coached the football team at Washington State after leaving the NFL.
The legendary Jim Thorpe is considered to be one of the most versatile athletes in American history. He was an Olympic gold medalist, football player, as well as a semi-pro baseball player. In football, he played running back, defensive back, place kicker, and punter. He scored all of Carlisle's 18 points in the upset over Harvard in 1912. He then led Carlisle over Army in a landslide victory of 27-6, where he had a 97-yard touchdown run. In 1911 and 1912, he was awarded All-American honors, and football remained his favorite sport.
Most recent American Indian to make it into the NFL is the talented Sam Bradford, who made a name for himself after throwing 4,464 yards and a nation-high 48 touchdowns for the Oklahoma Sooners in 2008 alone. That same year, he was awarded the Heisman Trophy and became the first Native American to ever receive that title. His athletic abilities have given him the opportunity to play in the NFL for the St. Louis Rams, where he has thrown over 550 completions in the past 2 seasons.
Bemis Pierce was the first American Indian All-American. He was a guard at Carlisle from 1894 to 1898. He went on to play for the Akron Pros and Orang Indian professional teams. In his later life, he coached the football team at the University of Buffalo, as well as the football team at Sherman Indian School.
The Orang Indians were somewhat of an entertainment spectacle for the 2 seasons that they played a full NFL schedule in 1922 and 23. Among the players were Jim Thorpe and Joe Guyon, along with other natives from the Carlisle Industrial School. The team only played away games for these seasons, and when they arrived into the town where they were playing, they would wear blankets, headdresses, and acted like the naive Indian lost in the big city. Their show continued as at halftime show, they would perform Indian dances and stage knife-throwing contests, which just shows the manner in which Indian athletes were often expected to reflect white cultural understandings of Indianness to predominant white audiences. The players interpreted the game and the halftime show as simply a long history of Indians playing Indians to please the crowd.
The Washington Redskins has been one of the NFL's most legendary teams. The past 23 years, there has been a dark shadow cast over the team, though. In 1999, Miss Harjo, a Cherokee Indian, filed suit against the Redskins over their controversial name. Harpo versus Pro Football Incorporated became a nationally debated case about whether or not the term Redskin is an offensive terminology to the Native American community. The federal court system fought back in the fourth on the issue. One court ruling in favor of Miss Harpo. and then in the Court of Appeals it being ruled in favor of the Pro Football Incorporated. In 2009, the Supreme Court received the writ of certiorari from the Harpo v. Pro Football Incorporated, but refused to hear it. This means that whatever the last ruling was has become the decision. The court ruled in favor of Pro Football Incorporated because there was an immense amount of time between the founding of the Redskins, which was in 1969, and the time of Miss Harpo filed suit, which was in 1999. This was an important case because it has led to Native Americans standing up for themselves.
There was also controversy at SDSU regarding our own mascot. The controversy erupted in the fall of 2000 when a group of Native American students demanded that our mascot, Monty Montezuma, be dropped as a demeaning and racist portrayal as he would run along the sidelines during football games, spitting fire, flinging his spear into the ground, and would exhort fans to cheer. While the alumni and many students rallied in support of retaining Monty in the Aztec team name, President Steven Weber decided to rename the mascot Montezuma the San Diego State Ambassador, and for a more accurate portrayal of the historic Emperor Montezuma, the mascot would no longer encourage the crowd to cheer, but would simply sit regally and observe the team. This is also evidence of Native Americans voicing their opinions and having the opportunity to make changes to the incorrect ways that American Indians are continued to be portrayed even today.